Welcome to the Dare to Grow Show. I'm Sarah Morgan, and my mission is to help you take daily action in your business, show up consistently and confidently for your audience, and earn more with digital products and programs. I know you have a rad vision for your life and business, but do you dare to grow? Let's jump into this episode and talk about how to make it happen. Hey, welcome to the Dare to Grow Show. It's episode 97. The past couple of weeks have been a little busy over here. I don't like to use the word busy a lot because I prefer to keep things chill and my schedule manageable, but there's been more on my plate than usual. So this is actually the perfect time to talk about mindset because that, along with some productivity skills, are what helps me stay on track in my business. It helps me take breaks when I need it because I know that will recharge me for the next task. It helps me notice when my thoughts are unhelpful or just fucking negative and helps me shift away from those moments of negativity. And it helps me adjust my schedule and my expectations when things get busy. So today I'm going to share some of my current mindset practices because as I grow and my business grows, different things are helpful. New level, new devil is a real thing. And the more you put those mindset practices in place while your business is small, the easier it will be to keep those habits going as you grow. So first, I want to define mindset because I feel like it's become a buzzword in the online business industry. And a lot of times it's a catch-all for when you're not able to accomplish your goals or do the things that you set out to do. It's like, oh, you just got to work on your mindset. That's so simple. There's a lot of talk about fixing your mindset or changing your mindset, and then you'll be able to succeed or hit 6 figures or 7 figures or whatever. When that solution is used without direction, it can actually be really harmful. And if you're interested in kind of digging into that side of things, which is really helpful if you're hiring coaches or working with other business owners, Maggie at Small Business Boss, you can find her on Instagram, find her website. She has a podcast that goes through a lot of that more harmful online business stuff and talks through it in a little bit more detail. So I just wanted to mention that in case you kind of do want to dig into that a little bit more. But before I get into sharing my own practices, I want to define mindset. The actual definition is the established set of attitudes held by someone. So your experience create your beliefs, which means your mindset comes into play in everything you do. It's what allows you to stick with a habit or fall off the wagon. It's the comparison that comes up when you scroll through Instagram. It's what holds you back from going live because you worry about the way you look or what people will think or your abilities to do something well. And one of the issues I've seen is people using mindset as a blanket term for what needs to be fixed or whatever is holding you back. You need to work on your mindset is not the most helpful advice because it isn't specific enough. It's helpful to look at specific challenges or things you've been avoiding or holding back on to identify what beliefs you need to shift in order to take action. Do you need to feel more confident or powerful so you can make videos? Do you need to feel more empathetic to be a great coach? Do you need to feel energized and upbeat to keep your clients excited and motivated? The reason I break it down like this is because I can tell you that I do breath work and journal, but just doing those things won't solve your mindset problems unless you know what beliefs are keeping you stuck. So number 1, staying off social media outside of work. And this is so tough. I know it is. I always want to scroll at night while I'm watching TV, and I do try to stay off social media during the workday when I am not actively posting or going to look for something. So to give myself a leg up on sticking to that, I actually have a second Instagram account that I only use when I'm in the mood to scroll. I use it just for procrastination and getting that little dopamine hit from Instagram. So I only follow accounts there that make me feel good and that I want to see every single day. So if I find myself scrolling past somebody or skipping their stories, I just unfollow them. And this helps to keep myself from scrolling my business account, which only adds to my task list and gives me FOMO and makes me feel like I need to do more and more and more, which is a mindset issue. So I switch accounts when I'm done posting or finding something on my business account so that every time I open Instagram, I'm seeing the personal account. I'm also in a Tony Robbins program right now. It's Unleash Her Power Within, which is run by Carissa Couches. And that is a more feminine, female-focused version of Unleash the Power Within, which is the live event with Tony. And a lot of this program goes through resetting your beliefs about yourself and your abilities and what you want in life. And I actually wasn't intending to buy this program, so a reminder that the power of webinars totally works, that I was watching her free webinar because I love the way she teaches and the stuff she teaches. And in that webinar, she taught maybe the first half of the first piece of the program, so the first week's content. And of course, on the webinar, they had a little discount and a bonus of getting access to the virtual version of Tony's live event. And I know multiple people who have gone through those trainings and have gotten a lot out of it. So I went for it, and I'm really glad I did because I've been ditching some old beliefs and also some beliefs I didn't actually realize that I had that were holding me back. And that's something I've been focusing on for myself over the past couple of months, trying to figure out what social conditioning from school, family, work, media, and kind of untangling what feels true and authentic to me and ditching what doesn't, including a lot of beliefs that make up my mindset. And having that step-by-step process and digging deeply into every area of my life, one by one, has been extremely helpful to get down to the core beliefs that are not serving me. And if Tony isn't your vibe, there are lots of other coaches with similar processes. The other part that's really helpful with this program is being in a group of people and hearing their stories and responses and reactions. I've simultaneously realized that my problems aren't as big as other people. Other people have worse things going on. And also that I have some shit to work on because there are other people at another level of freedom that I aspire to. So on the first call, it's on video, we're on camera, I can see everyone else. And if you know anything about Tony Robbins programs, there's always a point where you're like gonna get up and jump around and dance and like lose your shit. And so that point comes and there's a bunch of people jumping out of their seats and dancing and flailing their arms around. And there's some people who are kind of like sitting and waving their arms, dancing in their chair. Some people are just like rocking back and forth to the music. And there's some people who are just sitting, watching the screen, watching all the crazy go down. And I watched that being one of the people kind of dancing in their chair a little bit, but not really getting up and going full out. And the entire time I was thinking, I want to either have the balls or the energy to jump out of my chair and dance. And the other thing I know about this program is that a lot of those people who immediately got up and started going wild have already been through a Tony Robbins program. So doing this as a group allowed me to see the next level or the possibilities available through the other students, which really is helping me stay motivated to show up every week and do the work. And then I'm also big into journaling. This is something that has become easier and easier for me over the past few years. I've always had a journal since I was a kid. I think it's that love for like notebooks and planners. So I always had a journal and I would be into it for a week or two. And then I would get tired and I would slow down and then I would stop for months. And I think part of my problem was that I was trying to write in a way that I or someone else would be able to read as a story. Like, you know, after I'm dead, someone's going to read all my journals. That's so morbid, but that was my thinking. Like somebody's going to read this someday. And so I was trying to write about my experiences and share like my day to day, but also edit so that it made sense, which was really not helping to keep me going and feel inspired to write more. So now I just brain dump. And I guarantee if anybody read what I've been writing, if they can read it because my handwriting is crazy, they would be like, what is wrong with this person? Because it's just whatever is in my mind every day and like brain vomiting it out onto the page. It's like half sentences, lists of crap. Sometimes I can't even read my own writing. because it's really just the act of getting that stuff out of my brain. Writing things down, number one, helps me to work through my thoughts. And number two, it just lets me put whatever is in my mind away for a while. Like once I write it down, it's there, it's on the page, I can go back to it, but I don't have to continue to think about it. And I tend to write at night before I go to sleep instead of doing like morning journaling, which I tried. I did that for a while, kind of worked, but nighttime works a little better for me so that I can clear my brain of anything that I might start like spiraling around when I really should be going to sleep. But sometimes I still grab my journal during the day when I like can't get focused or I'm procrastinating, and I just start writing to see if I can dig into what's really throwing me off. Because often it isn't the task at hand that's the real problem. And then I have just one habit that I do every single day that I've really been able to stick to, and that is using a breathwork app. So the app I use is called Breathwork, but work is spelled W-R-K, so no O. And I do a few minutes of breath work before I go to sleep every night. And obviously that's not directly mindset related. However, practicing focusing even for a few minutes a day will help you to catch your thoughts and pay attention to your emotions as they come up instead of like getting carried away before you even realize what's happening. So this morning, this is my proof that this stuff works. I literally heard my brain say something negative. And then I heard it respond. And I'm just making breakfast and like listening to this conversation like as a bystander. It was weird as it was happening. So if this sounds weird to you, it is. But there was the negative thought. And then my brain literally said, "Are you kidding me?" And switched it to a more positive thought. Like I literally heard something in my brain go, "Are you kidding me? Like seriously? You're going to say that?" That was the vibe. I literally was like caught off guard and stunned, but it switched it to the more positive thought on its own. So I keep catching my brain making little comments here and there because, that's stuff that we've been doing since we're kids, and it's really programmed into us to just happen every time a certain stimulus shows up. And now I can catch myself, remind myself that that's not true, why it's not true, and I can say something nice to myself instead. So full-on meditation has not been working for me lately. I'm just too distracted. I have too much going on. So sitting down and really focusing, even for 5 minutes, is difficult, but I can use the app because it has a graphic I can watch and there's a sound. You can even turn on a vibration so you don't have to look at your phone. And then I can practice for just literally my meditations at night. There's one that I do that's 7 minutes and one that is a little over 8 minutes. That's it. Once a day, do it at night where I'm already in bed, I'm already clocked out, and I'm ready to relax, and I just add that into my day. So this is one of the first things that I would recommend doing because it's the easiest. Practice catching your thoughts without identifying with it or judging yourself so that you can be kind and have a little moment to switch your beliefs. And then my last mindset practice right now is therapy. I just started with a new therapist through the BetterHelp app, which I'm really liking. So if that's on your top of your to-do list, an app is a really great place to start. I, from personal experience, know that finding an in-person therapist or working through your insurance is challenging, so challenging. But I think there are a lot more people needing therapy right now, so BetterHelp will give you faster access to a therapist, and I really, really like the person they matched me with. So therapy helps me with a few things. It helps me talk out my problems with someone who isn't involved in my life. They don't have opinions on what I should do, which really helps to give me some clarity. And two, I'm able to work through some of those mindset issues that go a little deeper. So for example, I've talked about this before, that I have perfectionist tendencies and controlling tendencies. This isn't something new. This is something that I've been doing since I was a kid. And it's also coming into play in things like hiring help for my business. There's a thread of that is woven into my family history and my past and my childhood. And just fixing my mindset in relation to how that shows up in work is not going to be enough because it will keep manifesting in other ways. And as my business grows and I grow as a leader, I know that I need the outside, more personalized support so that those things don't turn into big issues inside of my business. And I talked about releasing control and hiring help in a recent episode because that's something I had to work to be able to do. It was both a personal issue and a business issue, and I found that I need to work on some of those from both sides. So if you're feeling like you want to spend time working on your mindset, I highly recommend it, whether you are 10 days in, you've just started, or you've been at it for 10 years. I'm about to hit the 10-year mark in my business, and it's one of my favorite things to focus on because you get results quicker than endlessly searching for strategies that never seem to quite fit. So figure out what challenge is showing up for you most right now, like today. What is the biggest challenge? What are you holding back on? What are you procrastinating? What thoughts are throwing you off? And when does that come up for you most? Because it's a little easier to work on something very specific, like feeling more confident about the way you look or the way you speak, which you can find exercises and tips for rather than just trying to improve your mindset as a whole. That stuff doesn't usually go deep enough. So work on little pieces at a time, and you will see results much faster, which will motivate you to do more mindset work. Once you get going, it actually becomes kind of interesting and enjoyable. So then you do more and more. All right, that's all for this week. I'd love to hear what mindset challenges are coming up for you most right now, or what mindset practices you have that have helped. So head over to Instagram, find me at XOSarahMorgan, and let's talk about it. Thank you, as always, for hanging out with me today. I will talk to you again soon. Oh, and one more thing before I go. If you have any questions on anything we talked about today, or if you are looking for help to market and grow your business, head over to daretogrow.co. That's daretogrow.co, and join us in Dare to Grow. It's my membership for solopreneurs looking to simplify their marketing, show up with confidence, and finally grow their online business. You will get instant access to all of the trainings, the twice monthly coaching calls, our monthly planning and goal setting call, and our super supportive Facebook community filled with solopreneurs just like you. Seriously, it's so good. If that sounds like something you need, link is in the show notes, or visit daretogrow.co, and I will see you inside.